Good afternoon, everybody. Everything's Irie, man. I'm kidding. I'm not high at all. This is not even weed. This is one of those small cigars, but nonetheless, it's a good prop. I got you guys. And it's tasty too. Everything's Irie. Everything bomba cloud. I'm not making fun of Jamaicans. I believe they have a wonderful accent, so please don't kill me. But anyway, family, let's talk about this very quickly because I want you guys to understand something about what's about to happen in the stock market when it comes to cannabis stocks. If you guys want to make some good money, if you became a member of my channel, if you hit that join button, became a member, I just released a hot stock that I have not released on my channel. So go check that out. Now, let's go over some other stocks that I believe that will be profitable. Not like the one I shared, okay? Because that's just for me and the people who invest in me. But nonetheless, we're going to get into a lot of the cannabis stocks that I think you guys should be looking at and that could be possibly good investment for you guys, okay? Good investment for you guys. So let's go over to Robinhood. Let's check these out very, very quickly. Now, I know a little bit about most of these. Now, when it comes to Aurora Cannabis and Tilray, we understand that these are Canadian stocks, okay? But they're up. Now, I remember when it comes to Tilray, when Tilray was up over $100-something, I had Tilray and I sold them right before they dropped, okay? Right before they dropped. So let's look at this very quickly. We're not doing a full stock review, but I'm kind of giving you guys some investment. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Tilray was up $146, $147. Why is this important for you guys right now? Why is this important for you guys right now? I'm gonna show you why. Because prior to the presidential election, why a certain candidate was running, aka Kamala Harris, she wanted to legalize weed, decriminalize weed, and legalize weed on a federal level. Very, very important, guys. Very, very important. So let's go check out what she's talking about. Okay, let's check out what she's talking about because this is important for your investments. Because we're thinking again futuristically, because we want to make some money in some of these low-cost cannabis and marijuana stocks. Okay, so here's the thing. This is on Marijuana Moment. Marijuana Moment. It says right here, your girl, Joe Biden selected Kamala Harris. We went through all that. It says the former vice president has maintained opposition to ending marijuana prohibition despite supermajority among Democrats. So he kind of opposes it as far as legalization, but they're banking on Joe Biden will decriminalize it because he understands that even Kamala Harris understands that when she was in California, that a lot of her laws that she was helped write and a lot of like the truancy law, a lot of weed laws that she wrote mostly affected African American and Hispanic Americans throughout the state of California. But she has literally came out and said that she's in support of legalizing weed. Okay, listen right here. This is from her, Kamala Harris. It says the fact marijuana laws are not applied and enforced in the same way for all people. That's why I've signed on to Cory Booker's Marijuana's Justice Act. Okay, here we go. Did I accidentally? Here we go. Okay, that's what it says for that. To make marijuana legal at the federal level. It's the smart thing to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch this small clip because I want to convince you that I believe that she will eventually. Okay, this is if you pick Donald Trump or you didn't vote and you're like me, you're B1, you stay neutral to tangibles. Again, let's stay financially minded about future investments. So let's blow this up. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to a certain. Here we go. Let's see what she's talking about. Okay. What we
somebody smoking a joint.
Yeah, right. She talking about she ain't nobody with a joint in her mouth. Girl, get out of here. She lying her butt off. Talking about she. Remember when they asked her, has she ever smoked marijuana? Remember they asked her that and she started laughing. She didn't answer the question because she didn't want to incriminate herself. She was like, ah! You know, I'm not saying this with a joint in my mouth. Yes, you are. A virtual joint. You smoke marijuana. And you locked up 1,500 black people. Never mind. Almost went there. We're talking about stocks. Ray, Ross, calm down. Calm down. Let's get back on it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back on it. Almost lost it for a quick second. All right. So we have a lot of cannabis stocks that I believe that is a good investment for you guys. Now, right off the back, I told you guys about Cannabis Growth. If you notice that I bought a option within that particular stock. Kronos Group, all of these stocks are looking to uptick. Afera, Aurora Cannabis, that's a famous one. Of course, Tilray, a lot of people lost a lot of money. And if you were smart like me, I made a lot of money, then I sold them, okay? Hexo, they're doing fairly well, and they're less than a penny. I'm very, very skeptical about stocks like this. Let's go back into Aurora Cannabis because I know that you guys know about Aurora Cannabis. All right, let's look at how they've been doing, okay? Let's look at how they've been doing. Look at this. Over the past 5 years, they've been up 92%. Now, I know people back in 2018 when Aurora Cannabis was $129 a share. You lost a lot of money because right here, when you started to see the trend, I won't say then, around 110, when that dropped $19, okay, when that dropped that amount of money, people should start selling this, but they didn't. Hopefully people started selling around $72, but they didn't. A lot of people are still waiting for this stock to bounce back. And because of Kamala Harris, a lot of there was 5 states that came, not because of her, 5 states came out and said that they're trying to legalize weed because they're looking at Colorado. They're looking at Washington and Oregon and California and DC. All of these cities and states that have legalized marijuana and decriminalized marijuana. A lot of them, what they're doing, they're saying, like Washington State, because I just came from there not too long ago. They're taking the profits of their marijuana sales and reinvesting into the school system. So now they're updating their school software, computers, classrooms, ceilings, walls, you name it. They're changing a whole infrastructure because of the weed industry. When they legalized weed in Washington State, you saw significant changes the next year in the school system. And that's very, very imperative that you guys understand that because this is going to be the future. See, if they was heavily invested when the prohibition, when it came to alcohol, now we need to understand that they tried to demonize weed because they understood that a lot of melanated people were smoking marijuana, but at the same time, there was a lot of white people smoking marijuana too. But they would like to demonize it, and they really over-policed our neighborhoods off of marijuana. We won't even get into the crack cocaine epidemic. We won't get into that. But with this being legalized, just like alcohol, it's going to explode. Now, the one thing that we're looking at is the federal courts legalizing marijuana just the same way they did alcohol. And that's very, very imperative, okay? Because when it comes to alcohol, you have to understand slowly but surely states are becoming non-dry counties. There have been a lot of dry counties, okay? But now those dry counties are erasing and they're just like, you know what? We're not going to sell alcohol on Sundays. But now, when it comes to marijuana, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, these are some of the stocks that you guys should absolutely be investing in. Let's go back here. Let's see. Now, I like Tilray. I like Aurora Cannabis. I like Kronos Group. Of course, Cannabis Growth. I put that one out. Let's see which ones are up today. Let's look at the ones who are up today. Let's do not down. All right. You got Sundial Growers. They're up 53%. But look at 0.3. That's a penny stock. I can't mess with it. We have Aurora Cannabis. They're up 13% today. Tilray up almost 8% today. Greenland Technologies up 8%. Now, that was at $2.27. This is a weed stock. I might bite the bullet and say that could be a possible good investment. Let's look at it. Let's look at it because we need to invest in the future. Okay, in the future. So let's look at this very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so they came out in August 2018. When they have been established, 2017, 3 years old. They need more capital for innovation and growth. So I can understand why they became public. But over the past 5 years, they've been down 77%. So then I kind of want to look at, okay, what they into when it comes to marijuana. See which gave effective emerger. This is not even a weed stock. That's not a weed stock. Okay, I didn't think so. That looked kind of funny. You see how to go into that. That's not even a weed stock. Okay, so they have to do with some sort of blank check company that support weed companies, because when Robinhood tiered these under a certain, like up here, here's the listing that I'm in. I'm in cannabis listing. So somehow that particular stock supports the weed industry, the marijuana industry. Now let's talk about this. Now you guys don't have to be weed smokers or THC, which you know that the psychoactive drug within marijuana that gets you high, or the CBD, which most people use for medicinal uses. You are investing in the market of marijuana, period. Okay, because say for instance, this is marijuana. You have what they call it, extracts of THC and CBD. They're both combined, and they can separate them. So me, I would like a company like Cannabis Growth that handles both. They do CBD and they do THC. So I'm covering the recreational market as well as the medicinal market, because there's some people like, man, I don't like feeling all sleepy, or they talk about, you know, indica, it makes you feel sleepy, and sativa gives you energy. All of them just make me sleepy. I'd rather take the CBD for my inflammation, the CBD for my sleep apnea, the CBD for my chronic back pain, the CBD because of X, Y, and Z, the THC because of my wife, the THC because of my husband, the THC because of them damn kids. You know, I understand, family, but we're talking about investing. So I would like to invest in a company that actually covers both sides of the market, whether it be the recreational use or the medicinal use, the medical use, okay? Like for myself, okay, I have sleep apnea, and I've used CBD products, and it does assist me going to sleep. And sometimes melatonin that you get off the counter is not good enough, okay? Because even though I won't get into about sleep apnea and all of that, how you have to sleep on your side so your airway open up, you need a machine, but sometimes you can position your head you don't need the machine, but because of the apnea, you'll continue to wake up. So something that's going to keep you in your REM, you know, your rapid eye movement sleep, your REM sleep, that will assist you getting deeper rest, and you'll wake up feeling energized versus you waking up 30, 40, 50, 60 times within an hour. And when you wake up, it's like a split second. Okay. I'm teaching you about sleep apnea a little bit because I suffer from it. So you're asleep. You don't know that you woke up. Okay. You don't know that you woke up. That's why you have to do a sleep study. So you would be asleep and your eyes just wake up and you'll go back to sleep. Okay. And then your readings, they have you all hooked up. Your readings will tell you that you actually woke up. So they say, yeah, you woke up 60 times within an hour. You know, you're not getting really good sleep. But something like CBD, or even, you know, CBD products from marijuana, or even THC products from marijuana will keep you in that REM sleep. As long as your head is positioned where your airway stays open, your body won't seize up and close up and then make you gasp for air, like, because that's what a lot of people with sleep apnea do. You gasp for air because the weight of your neck closes down on your trachea, which decreases your oxygen level while you sleep. And if you're deeply asleep, most people, you breathe better when you're asleep because you're not active. So your body is totally at rest. So people with sleep apnea, they need that machine to make sure they continue to have forceful air inside of their lungs. So if you position your head right, you may not need your machine. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying don't use it, but that CBD product or that THC product can actually help you to breathe. So when I think about all of that, when I think about companies, okay, that actually invest in or they deal in THC products as well as CBD products, I think about holistic doctors. Think about that. Holistic doctors. I know a lot of you are getting smarter. You're saying, hey, doc, I don't want to take the naproxen. Hey, doc, I don't want to take the Motrin. Hey, doc, I don't want to take the codeine, the methazine, the thorazine. I don't want to take all the zines. Those things, chemically imbalance my mind. And that's why a lot of Black people specifically suffer from mental illness because of all the drugs that the doctors prescribe for us. Sometimes your asses need to chill out. Sometimes you need to go on a jog. Sometimes you may need some CBD, something natural. That's why myself, I love natural products because it's from the earth. It hasn't been mixed in with all these other chemicals. That's why I tell people like this is not weed, this is a cigar. And if anybody knows about cigar versus a cigarette, this is wrapped in 100% tobacco leaves. Now they're grown differently, but they're not mixed with chemicals. You got to make sure they're not mixed with chemicals. But cigarettes. I've seen people smoke what they call organic cigarettes. And I asked them, is the carcinogens in your cigarette organic? They're like, carcinogen. I'm like, yeah. Cancerous causing chemicals. Carcinogens. That's what that is. Cancer causing chemicals. Is that organic? Because it don't matter if they're organic. They still can give you cancer. Okay? Now, granted, when we're talking about these stocks, let's get back into it. When we're talking about these stocks, a lot of you are trying to look for these really low stocks. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna buy 100 of these $1.45. That's about 150 bucks. Okay, I can swing that. I have 100 shares. So when somebody, yeah, man, you investing in Cannabis? Oh yeah, man, I got 150 shares. They're gonna like, what company? You gonna like the India Globalization Capital? They're like, what? Because we understand that the most popular stocks now. When it comes to certain stocks, popularity helps. Sometimes it can hurt because everybody's investing inside of it. But then again, that's actually good. I like to use my famous NEO. It's very popular and people investing in NEO is still going up. Okay. Because you got, like I said, the ones I like, Cannabis Growth, Chronos Group, Afira, Aurora Cannabis, Tilray. Believe it or not, I'm doing a lot of research on EXO, okay? Let me see what else. I'm not familiar with Sundial Growers. Can Trust, I'm not familiar with that. Smart Cannabis Common Stock. Listen, these stocks are penny stocks. Buyer beware. Buyer beware, investor beware. I do not advise in investing in any stock when it comes to cannabis. I really want to say, let's go here. Let's do some itemizing here. Let's go to the lowest. I want to say I wouldn't invest anything below $2. I just wouldn't do it. What may help some of you, if you guys want to be risky, and I know some of you are, if you notice that these are all down here. Most of these are down. But let's look at this one that's slightly under $2. It's called Organic Gram or Organi Gram or whatever. Let's see when this actually was founded. Okay, so this is an older company. This makes me feel a lot better. So automatically, when I look at a stock, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at what is the price point. Then you're like, that's kind of low. But now let me look at the history of the stock. So this stock has been around for 10 years. Not the stock, excuse me. The company has been around for 10 years. Let's see how long the stock has been around. The stock has only been around for roughly a year. Literally. 2 days ago, it was a year on the head. Okay, so it's only been around a year. It started off at $3.33 and where it is now, $1.61. It came out, the IPO release was a year ago, and it came out at $3.33, and now it's $1.61. Again, I don't like the price where it is. I don't like the history. I'm not familiar with this stock. This is out of New Brunswick. I just don't feel comfortable with this one, guys. Now, be that as it may, I'm still not too familiar with this because we're doing a quick overview of all of these cannabis stocks, so we become vaguely familiar because, again, we got Kamala Harris inside of the White House, and she supports federal federal legalization of weed. That is what we need to understand. Now, for this particular one, 16 analysts, which is great because 8 of them are saying buy. The other 8 of them are saying hold, and 0 are saying sell. So with that being said, I'm looking at the price, $1.61. I could possibly go in and buy $50 worth of this share and see if it pans out. Okay. That would be me gambling. That would be me gambling because, again, I'm a type of person that loves to do a lot of research before I invest in a stock. If I don't feel like I've done my just cause and research with a particular stock, that's when it's gambling. Because, most people say, man, when you invest, that's not gambling. It is gambling if you don't do your research. It is gambling if you don't go over the analytics. It is gambling if you don't look at the indicators. It's gambling. It's gambling because you don't know. You don't have any foreknowledge. Okay. You don't have any present knowledge, foreknowledge. You don't even have any future predictions because you didn't do your just due as far as research, analytics, and indicators. Like this past weekend, the futures market went up 1,500 points. A lot of people became millionaires. A lot of people became millionaires because of the futures. And basically, when you hear people talk about futures, it's just an index that tracks the S&P 500. That's all it is. It's an index that tracks the S&P 500. Okay. All right. Let's see who's in the chat room today. We got Ken J. He said ACB. I think that's raw cannabis. And then we have cannabis has a combined effect on both. THC provides the high, of course, and CBD provides pain relief without the high. Yes, but who wants that? I mean, we should all want that. Anyway, Big Face No Cap says buy cryptocurrencies. Type in the Great Reset, and Hot Rod said hello. What's going on, Hot Rod? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, cryptocurrencies. I invest about 150 every month in cryptocurrencies. I do believe that the market is going to take off in cryptocurrencies. So we kind of went over pretty much all the cannabis stocks that I believe that you guys should invest in. And again, I did give out a top cannabis stock that's not even listed, okay, that I didn't even show you on Robinhood. It is, if you join my channel as an official member, then you will get that tip that I think in this stock, believe it or not, is up. It's up over, was it 950%? Let me check really quickly. Let's see, give me 1 second. I know some of you guys want you to show us. That's not how it works, bro. That's not the way it works. Let's look at it very, very quickly. Okay, for the past 5 years, this stock has been up 489%. That's how much this stock has been up, 489%. So when we look at the details of this particular stock that I'm not telling you unless you join the channel, unless you become a member of the subscription service, but nonetheless, the information I gave you on the other various stocks, then you guys have that information that you guys can actually go over and invest in. Okay. So that's my point about that, ladies and gentlemen. So again, if you want that insider knowledge that I give to my members, okay, the trading secrets, that is the type of information that I release in those casts. Like today, if you guys are a member of my channel, go and watch that 12-minute video that I'm telling you about a cannabis related stock that has been doing nothing but blowing out the market. Like take, for instance, today, it's up almost 1%, but in the past week, it's been up 24%. Okay. In the past 3 months, it's been up 153%. And I know a lot of you just like, hey, let me see that stock. But again, I have one more thing to show you about Kamala Harris, about the legalization of weed before I get out of here. This is very important. This is very important. Kamala Harris is being taken to task for her role in the drug war. Kamala Harris says she's pro-cannabis legalization. Anyone watching this? Pro-cannabis legalization, because she understood when she was at Howard, okay? When she was at Howard with her AKA friends, you know what they were doing. I'm from DC. And Howard University is right down the street from where I lived at, okay? Off of Harvard Street, okay? You got Harvard Street. It runs right into Georgia Avenue, Howard University. So I know what they were doing at Howard when she was there. All right, back on it. So she is pro-cannabis legalization, okay? And when we get into the details here, so this is a contradiction I was talking about earlier when I was saying she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations. And then look at this, okay, for you guys with cell phones, where she's at. When she got asked about it, did she ever smoke marijuana? She laughed at it. She laughed at it. Okay? She joked about smoking pot in college. You see what I'm saying? It says, when she asked if she ever smoked marijuana, referring to an interview hers gave to the Breakfast Club in which she joked about smoking pot in college. So she wanted to legalize this thing because she like, you know what? I like some scotch. I like some whiskey, but I really love some weed. And if it's not federally approved, then I can't do it. So that's what we're getting into right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you like that information because I believe that the weed market is actually going to blow up. I believe that it's going to do fairly well. Okay. It's going to do fairly well. So invest in those stocks. And again, if you want those trading secrets, be a part of my membership and you guys get that information. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great and wonderful day. I'm out.